Howdy folks, Scott Grove here, Dr. Groovy from GroovyMusicLessons.com. I'm going to do a different review now that it's been many years that I've been dinking around with this thing. This is the 2007 USA Fender VG with the Roland stuff all built into it. There is no MIDI output to go into any kind of a GK system. What I always hate, number one, is a sunburst Strat. I think they're the ugliest things in the world. And then to put a white pickguard on there, that's the only color they offered them in for the American ones. The Mexican stuff will not fit. It's a whole different thing, so you cannot put a Mexican pickguard on here. And they made them in like this silver color, the Blizzard silver and so forth. But I was able to pick this one up pretty much brand flipping new in the case. For 650 bucks, I think it was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was via Craigslist a long time ago, and the kid had just got it and on his way to college, and it was that quick. He'd had it for about 2 weeks or something. Anyway, all the things that I've learned from you guys and others has helped me quite a bit. Just want to show you the inside of here. Yeah, somebody over at Fender likes to write on their pickups. So they're all written on. And for those who just like such things, you're going to find stuff in there and some more writing and some more writing and somebody's, I'm sorry I'm so shaky, it's just I'm old and too many flipping strokes. My 41-year-old daughter-in-law had a stroke last night. It's exactly how old I was when I had my first one, 41. So if anybody's got a prayer left, toss it out there. You'll see just the one indentation thing or hollowed out here where you'll see other guitars with them here and here. This little guy, just so we can look under the hood, that actually goes to the battery compartment in the back. And speaking of which, I might have a few things fall out, but this is a big one I learned, probably because I didn't read the, there goes the pickups. This is a big one I learned because of the, I don't know, you can see that door there. All the Roland stuff is hidden inside there. Could have took that off and showed you everything in it. And guess I will. I'll do that real quick. Okay, we're back and this baby is naked. Okay, so there's the inside. All of your processing, it's not really processing, it's just modeling and tuning things going on, which I'll show you everything in a little bit. You can get Strat, Telly, humbuckers, you can do the drop tunings and dadgads and just a drop D and a 12 string and acoustics and other things that are extremely realistic. So there's the whole Roland section. Okay, batteries. This was a biggie. Lithium batteries only. If you use any typical AA batteries that are Energizers or Duracells, whatever, they will get you just under 3 hours. I know this because when I play gigs, I do not take breaks, ever. That's just the way it is. That's the way I prefer it. Gigs are for pussies. I mean, the breaks are. Awesomeness that they kept here was your micro tilt. I mean, it's the best thing Fender's ever done. Why they don't put it on everything, I don't know. Here's your little low mass for people who think that has a difference in it block. So, but talk about an amazing, great system. Works perfect right out of the gate. I haven't adjusted it at all since the day I bought it, I don't think. Anyway, it's been this stuff from the beginning. And why am I tearing this all apart? Just going through, giving it a facelift again because white pickguards are just horrid. Anyway, that's just me. I wish Fender would get over themselves. I think that Squier puts out the better looking colors, the better looking axes, blah, blah, blah. I might just have to start trying some of them because I've written to Fender so many times, like, how come all the Squier stuff looks so much better? You put out so many more models, and Fender gets this. They get this 3-tone sunburst for your Strats, whether it's a 62 or a 57 reissue, and that's all you get is that color with a white pickguard, or you get the 52 reissue telly. That's about it. Every now and then they might throw in a seafoam green or something. So that's all that. It's a beautiful thing and it works great. All the back plates are anodized aluminum, so they're heavy duty. They're not going to break on you in any way. So shielding is built in right there. Now the black pickguard I was able to purchase. There were 2 on eBay this week by the same guy. Had them. He thought this one was from a different guitar, like a 55, you know, that goes for the GK models. Like, dumbass, that's the VG pickguard. So they're used. So he wanted 55 for this one, which I gave him, and he wanted 75 for the other one, black one, that he said went to a VG. So they're the exact same pickguard, dude, but again, hey, I lucked out. Not horrible on the scratches, but I can buff those out, no problem. And the only other thing right there is, for anybody who cares, I will try to steady myself. April 3rd, 2007. If you guys know who soldered it and inspected it and assembled it back then, there's your stuff. So that's what they put on the back. On the ones that the guy had made, because there was no black one on any color that they made. It was not available, period. Nothing on the back. So there's getting ready to be. So I'll go through and do all that, but that's my reason for tearing this apart. And then plus I'm going to go in there and show you some cool stuff. Put the acoustic stuff via AB box and go through a PA system with that. And then the electric stuff go through amplifier with that. Okay, the rest of this stuff on the front while we're here before I put it all back together. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so this actually takes 4 batteries. There's 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. Okay, and so here's everything opened up. Blah, blah, blah. And you'll notice how small, don't matter which one, the pickguard holes are for all this stuff. And the last one's really big. Okay, so that's still saying going from volume to tone. Okay, this one right here goes from normal to different tunings. So that's your T nub. Normal, we got a drop D, open G, right there, the little D there, it's like dadgad. There you got a baritone, which works very well, then 12 string. Okay, over here in your model, you have normal, another sampled Strat, different than the way these pickups sound. You can totally use this pickup, or the pickups in this guitar, without ever using any of this stuff. So you got N for normal, S for Strat, T for telly, and the toggle switch works as such. If you got a telly, it only works in the middle and each position on the side of that. So a 3-way. Humbuckers works the same way, middle or one or the other on the other side, and it sounds like a nice huge set of humbuckers. Big time. A, that's just a different acoustic things going on. When we get to that acoustics, the tone knob will actually give us reverb that we can dial in for the acoustic stuff that I will put straight to the PA. So we will go through all of that. Grabbing this, bringing all kinds of crap with me that is magnetic. Let's see where they're going to go in. There we go. So you've got your volume pot. I mean, just little bitty, guys. This is USA, guys. These are not full-size CTS. This is what has to go in here for every flipping thing to fit. That's why they're little. They've got little trim pots on the back of these things. Okay, so that's your tone knob I'm holding on to right there. And then you've got your this little guy, little bitty circuit. Okay, so that's your tuning thing that makes you go from, you know, open tunings to DAG-GAD to baritone to whatever. And the last one for the modeling, look at that sumbitch. That's where the big hole is. Okay, that's what she said or he said. So that's this big one back here. So that's how you'll know. And then there's one more right there. That's for the LED light. Now this is kind of weird when you go to take these apart. This is another reason why I took it apart, to show you. And yes, there is a ground. Where is it? Right there. Down there, so you can put that on. On the front of your pickguard, right, I'll just stick it in there. There. That's your blue LED light. It comes out, okay? But it only comes out after you pull, come here, biatch. You don't have to unsolder or unwire anything. So there's the lamp right there for it. Just grab these two cables, hot and cold, go into it. Grab it by the white part and just pull it out. And then you can just extract the lamp cover. White LED, you can put whatever color you want over it, but it's going to be glowing all the time that you're playing the guitar. So it's currently got a blue cover on the front of it. You can make it, again, if you want a hot pink one, it's on all the time. But when everything is in N, and then an N, normal, normal, you are not using battery stuff when you're playing the guitar as a regular guitar. It's one of the greatest Strats I've ever played. It just sounds fantastic, plays great, 22 frets, but it is such high quality. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And yeah, you can tell the difference between this and a lot of them. You're using your tubes, no springs, blah, 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 blah. I gotta find something else. But anyway, so I think that is about all I needed to show you on this one. I'm getting ready to do it. Oh, something that's kind of odd. This one has it too, and it needs it. This whole hole here where it says tuning, that one, it has to fit in with that little hole there. Okay, I know, grody. And it has to be, so it had to be put in here for it to set right. On the black one, sorry kids, right there. So what's getting ready to happen that isn't right, let me look at it. There's something that is amiss. So the holes are here for everything. Can't remember what it is. There is something that is slightly different other than that. There not being anything on the back. There is something slightly different, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. If I do, I will come back to it. But anyway, yes, I do keep this floating, and I will show you that. But look at this. How's that for fun? So those are the tops of these. Again, so little bitty pots, but extremely functional, because if Roland is doing it, it's going to be cool. Have you seen the new Boss amplifiers that are coming out? Speaking of Roland, some more kind of modeling stuff with built-in effects, of course. So I will get all my shielding done, put this thing together, and we'll just go through it together. All right, sound groovy? Groovy. Again, so 4 lithium batteries, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. And then your battery cover. Okay, and your elixirs. Don't forget those. Somebody said there's a new elixir getting ready to come out that feels like nothing's on it. I'll try it, of course. And what else can I say while we're here? Nothing other than it's just black on the back. They did not do the finish on the back, which I'm sure you noticed earlier. No finish, no finish, no finish. But everything is shielded for the Roland stuff, but they did not shield anything inside the guitar. Odd. So I may look at that and cover up this. or I might go right around it and then continue. Whatever, there's the guts. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay kids, just a quickie. When you're putting your rubbers on a pickguard and you have nothing on it yet and you're not using springs, easiest way is just to grab your rubber, put it on, have all of your screws in there, just put it on top, push it down. It won't get all hung up, so you can just go right through your stuff, take it, push it down, take it, push it down, because sometimes you like try to thread them through there and try to use your screwdriver to do it with. Just push them down when it's upside down like that. They go right on. Okay, groovy. Okay, real quickly for those of you who give a crap, the thing that I was wondering about the pickguard is actually quite important. When the knobs are on the pickguard, it's just the two that you really needed, like this on the white one, it has that the black indentation, you know, marked, and it's colored in black to let you know what you're going through, because each of these are notched. Okay, the black guard here, getting ready to put those on, has nothing, no markers. So I'm going to have to put markers in just a second, whether it means probably just tapping through that black and going to the next layer, which is white, or simply making a small mark and putting in some white out. Okay, so that's the difference. So if you do go have a black guard made, just remember that. Later. Okay, so we're back and got the axe all put back together. There's how she looks now with the black guard. Everything is groovy and set up, meaning the pickups are just back where they were. Everything else is fine. The Roland pickup does get right up there on the strings. That's just the way they are. As far as latency goes, it's funny that the old Casio, which was actually, you know, the old Casio 510 MIDI guitar, even though you have to MIDI to an outboard source, has a better tracking going on in it from back in the old days. Ibanez actually made that for Casio back then, so you'll remember the Ibanez one that had the weird shape and a big handle over top of it, blah 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 blah. And even Roland had some out. But the majority of these things, even though everything is on board and there's no actual MIDI or any kind of a DIN cable going to it, you'll find some latency in, meaning just the fact that it don't quite track exactly right, just on a couple of things. But I don't think you'll find it to be that important unless you are a 100% squeaky clean player and want some really weird stuff out of it, like maybe on the baritone guitar it gets a little it just gets a little warbly if you try to really bang into it during that. So anyway, so yeah, it looks like 10 times better as far as I'm concerned. I'm not one that would like all of the white on everything for the pickups. You know, of course I could put in black pickup covers, but then black knobs, but I'd have 2 white knobs. Then I could put in 2 of the Mexican knobs from their VG, but they don't have the same readouts on them, so that would do me no good. So I could, you know, paint those 2 little ones, but then again I could never put it back where it was. And then I'd have to, you know, paint the Roland pickup. It's like, screw it, I keep it white. Okay, so that's as good as it's going to get. A million times better. So, yeah, everything's groovy. Brand new, fresh lithium batteries. Remember, again, this will do the about 3 hours total, straight in a row, and it will go out. The blue light, might as well just plug it in. The LED light that's always active whether you are playing or not. Bang. Okay, so you got your light on right there, and it will start flashing when your batteries are getting ready to go kaput. Okay, it'll flash like a strobe light. But you can always just put it right back in regular guitar mode and play in regular guitar mode all night long. Okay, because first and foremost, this is an American Strat that is just a great American Strat. So no matter what, even if everything else died on here, this would be a superb axe. Okay, so I do have an AB box down here at the bottom, meaning I can switch from my amplifier, which I have everything at 12 o'clock. No effects, it's all bypassed. It's going right through the preamp and then directly to, without even going through any effects engines at all. And then I've got another side going to the PA system so I can split the acoustic signals that this thing does, which it does poorly, but I can show you what it does. And that'd be about it. So let's get down on the guitar and explain a few things, which are groovy in many ways. Okay, now this whole tuning thing, okay, again you have volume and tone. That's it. All the pickups, they go through there. Then you have your tuning, which is labeled T, so that's for various. Again, I can just normal tuning. We got a drop D tuning. Go to open G. Okay, so open G. Dadgad. Next one is baritone. So B to B. See where it's funky on the baritone. So the guitar's ringing. If you have distortion on it, it's not so bad, but clean, that's just one of the funky ones. I just don't see how that should be that bad. It's almost as bad as like the whammy pedal, but whereas you get with that old Casio and it's perfect. Play guitars. Okay, and then finally the 12-string thing that you can. Okay, so that's strictly just through the amp. I didn't have it up. I had it very low right now just to show you what it will do. Okay, when I go back to normal, there's a thing in here. The first one, the first modeling thing that it does in normal tunings, okay, so first I want to tell you this, it's cool. If you tune to like E flat, all this stuff still realizes that. And it'll still tune dadgad in E flat, but it'll do, you know, like it's tuned down a half step. So you don't have to worry about that. If you actually detune anything, it will be off. It does not take a standard tuned guitar and make it stay in tune. That's not it at all. It has no way, it doesn't do that. That's not one of the functions. Like say you were to twist all these and then hit a button, it would not put them all in tune. There is no preset for that. So if you're out of tune, you're out of tune. And no matter how many knobs you want to hit. Okay, what there is there's here for your model, you can have a Strat, and I'll tell you why there's a Strat on here. There's a Tele, then there's humbucker, and then acoustic. Okay, then there's normal, N, normal, N, normal. And I showed you guys earlier that I needed to put some dots here so I could locate where my stuff was on those little knobs. So I got those, I just drilled in there, for right where the ends are. I know it's dark, but you can see the white dots. If you can't, trust me, they're there. I can see them, so that's all I need. Just drilled right into the old thing with the... Actually, I just put a screw in there and kept screwing until I saw the whites of their thighs. Okay, the reason the Strat is on here, it has to be. I know you got a Strat here, but when you go to modeling, you have to have a modeled Strat to work with. Okay, you can't just use these pickups. As soon as you go modeling, these pickups no longer do jack squat unless you put everything back to normal. If it's on N there and N here, if I go to the modeled Strat, Now I can activate all the different tunings, but the tunings won't activate on these pickups. It has to activate on the Roland pickup. And again, there is no MIDI output of any kind. It's just all built into the guitar. And the chance of anything going wrong inside there is very little. It's Roland, for God's sake. So here, I'm going to go ahead and crank up the amp and just let it run what it does and go through the preamp and break up and do what it does, and let you check out the different, the 3 modeled guitars. Again, the Strat, it works just like the regular 5-way on the Strat. When I go to the Telly, it'll be the middle, will be like the 2 Telly pickups. If I go back one, it'll just be this one. If I go back here, it's still these, and here, it's that one. So just like a Telly would be, it's a 3 position. You still use the 2 outside things. Same when I go with the humbuckers. It'll act the same way as 2 humbuckers, just the middle one or one on each side of it. Okay, so there's the amp, no gates, no nothing, no processing, no tone controls, just a guitar into a straight amp. Okay, so here's the guitar as a Strat in the 2 position. And if I dig into it, and the whammy is amazingly great. You know, of course, just the 2 points there, and it works amazingly well. I keep it floating because it works so well. Okay, so there you go. You got the 212AX7s and everything. Let's go to the neck, because we can. Okay, so if I put it same place and go to the modeled Strat, here's the modeled Strat. Any position you want, like another Strat. Okay, so Strat, modeled. You can do anything you want to it now. So before, you could not change tunings. Now, you can go ahead and switch all the, you can put all the different tunings on the Strat mode. Otherwise, you cannot put different tunings on regular magnetic pickups. So that's why there is a Strat modeler on here. Okay, we're staying in modeling from here on out. Next one is your, let's just do it this way, all the way through. Strat, position 1 through 5. These are all modeling. Position 2. Position 3. 4. 5. Now the Telly, I'm going to right now, it will just be in the middle. So here's the bridge for the Telly. Middle for Telly. So now you can actually hear the quack attack going on here, okay, or the spanking the plank. Very different from the Strat. You can definitely hear the middle pickup not being there because it's sampled. Every fret, every note, every little thing is sampled in here. Okay, so again, sampled every single fret. They didn't leave jack squat out. It's not like they sampled a C and then let it run for an octave, no. And the neck of a telly. Okay, so we're going to use the other ones, or do the same thing as the what they already did. They just repeat each other if you go to the outsides. Here are the humbuckers. Bridge humbucker. Okay, so there's humbucker bridge, humbucker middle. And the neck humbucker. Okay, and now I'm going to go to the acoustic stuff. Okay, when I do this, I'm getting rid of the amp. I'm going over to PA system. It's supposed to do all kinds of stuff, but it does them horribly. But remember what happens here. You got a one volume, one tone. Okay, I'm switching over to the PA system. The amp is no longer doing anything. Okay, so your toggle switch becomes which acoustic you're using. There's supposed to be a nylon and other kind of stuff. So these are all acoustics. Okay, and the toggle switch determines which of the 5 different acoustic instruments you are using. They are pretty piss poor, and they're even worse through the amp. I'll play them through the amp as well. Here's the first one, just in a normal tuning. You can change all the tunings as well and go to 12 string and all that. But here's your first acoustic through a PA system. And now the reverb is your tone control. Have your tone control off? Nothing. Turn your tone control up. That's the built-in reverb, so you can control that. So all kinds of groovy stuff. There's more on here than, I can't say there's more on here than you'll ever use, because there's not that much that it's, you know, you don't have those personality cards that they tried for 3 days before they discontinued it. It's actually pretty much all usable. I would probably take this to every gig as my backup or as my main, whichever, because it does every flipping thing so well. But I would rather it was actually like that Blizzard pearl color. My buddy's got that silver thing. Lot better looking than this. But again, white pickguard. Second acoustic thing. Third one. Fourth one, I don't know what this is, other than worthless. Oh, that's supposed to be a classical. It's like how? Okay, fifth one. Must be a silver tone of some sort. So maybe if you had like an actual acoustic preamp that could do a whole lot different and change the tops on and stuff, but the sounds are horrid. Again, I'm going back to the amplifier now with these acoustic sounds. Here's acoustic sound number 1 with the amplifier. 2. 3. 4. God, what would you do with that? And finally, here 5. Okay, so a lot of really worthless stuff. But the thing you can remember is there are a couple that sound okay. Like, I like the middle one, I think. No, I'm sorry, this one. You could probably EQ that one to do okay. So that's the amp. Now I'm going to add the amp and the PA together. So here's just the PA. Now I'll add in my amp with it via my foot pedal. So you could do some cool stereo things and actually set up something special just for all this junk that's going on, and have an AB box like I do set up where you can do it to one side or the other side, blah 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 blah. Okay, my camera likes to run in increments of 20 minutes, so I'm going to reset a starting point and I'll put it back together. Hang on. Okay, that's all that was. And so again, that's just the PA system. The reverb you hear is from the guitar. PA with no reverb. I hear something in here going wow, one of my other effects. I'm gonna try this one. First one. No, maybe the second one's cool. Let's add my amp. Okay, so let's go to that one and go to drop D for the acoustic and the PA only. Same old junk, open G for your acoustic. Dadgad. Baritone on acoustic. Baritone's the big loser. 12 string on the acoustic. You would hope for more. Add in the amplifier. Okay, again, I'm using acoustic in the amp and the other one. So you can actually set it up and split things and go to acoustic in one and go totally electric in another, if you so desire to hook up such a thing and use your regular pickups and wire you a TRS jack in it instead and split it out that way. Okay? So, if that's above your head, sorry, shouldn't be. Tip ring sleeves just mean kind of a stereo deal. Okay, so that's basically what you've got, kids. Let's get out of there. I'm going to go to back to the amp and do something more normal. Okay, so I got everything on normal. I'll bring back in the amplifier as I normally run it. Okay. Okay, so right now I've got everything off and it is a regular guitar. So the 3 American pickups that you saw earlier. Okay, so that's that. Oh, lots of noise. Go to the boner. No, that's not the boner tone. There's the boner tone. And then the pretty tones. Fourth position. Okay, so there it is as an American Strat. All very groovy. Okay, now when it's time to process a modeled guitar through a modeled amp, here's the Strat model going through there. Okay, so let's check out something different. The telly in the bridge position. All you guys out there that are the real telly players that enjoy that slapback. So there's that thing. Go back to a regular sound. Both telly pickups. Neck telly. Okay, now humbuckers. Humbuckers. Here we go. To the bridge. To the bridge. Believe it or not. That's my clean channel. That's what the humbucker's just overdriving what's normally set for Strat. So the the double volume thing is right there, just like a humbucker would be. Humbucker in the middle, two of them. And humbucker with this. Okay, and now the one probably you want to hear, I don't know, a couple more sounds and I'll get out of here and explain just a couple more things to you. Let's do the drop D, which is humbucker in the bridge. Okay. Okay, so there's your drop D. Here's your open G. Or anybody who wants to play slide. Open G. Okay, so, I mean, everything, especially in distortion, works exactly like it should. Dadgad. Baritone with distortion. And the humbucker in the bridge. Okay? I do need to tune just a little bit because, like I said, it runs tuning exactly Correct. So if you are out of tune, you're out of tune, and your guitar's not going to save you no matter what you're on, unless you tune it. But going through the tuner, it is reading B on the low one and all that stuff. It reads what's going to it. Okay, so it does what it's supposed to do. 12 string, let's see what we got here with all this mess. Sounds like a little bit of chorus once you get that crunchy. So there you go. That's about every flipping thing. I'm going back to Strat World because that's where I live. So it does all of that junk, and then plus, like I said, all the acoustic things are kind of funky, kind of iffy, but that's what they sound like through a guitar amp and a PA system. But bottom line, just a great Strat. Again, should have just been, shoulda, coulda, woulda been a lot of things. It came and went very fast. Why? Because nobody wants a all-in-one instrument. I don't know why. I do. That's why I keep getting them. That's why my Les Pauls have 5 pickups on them. That's why everything I have will do it all. And then you got all the different tunings right here. And the only thing that I think sounds really bad are the acoustics and the baritone. Everything else, as far as the tunings go, are cool. It's nice to have humbuckers on here without actually having to have them and split them and all that kind of crap. The telly thing sounds real. The Strat sounds real, of course. The acoustic, no. So humbuckers, telly, and Strat sound great. And then going through here, the drop D sounds great. The open G tuning sounds great. Dadgad sounds great. Baritone sounds like crap. 12 string sounds fairly decent. Again, here on the Strat and the 12 string electric. Okay, so that be that. So what can you say? It's actually a groovy amp, and again, use the lithium batteries. Again, they will last for flippin' ever. These never. These are never. I mean, the plain old Duracells or Energizers, 3 hours tops. And that's what you'll see everybody yakking about. If you go and you check all the old feedbacks that are everywhere, they're still on Musician's Friend and so forth. Somebody's like, I don't like it because when you put it in the case, the whammy bar does funny things. It's just a regular whammy bar. It's like it pushes down on the strings, and then it's like, duh. That's like people complaining because they put the strap on their guitar, and when they get to the gig, you know, after 2 months of your guitar sitting there, your strings are dead because you put a sweaty strap laying on top of your strings, and you get there and go, huh, they're dead. Or you even just put it in the case, and same thing. If you put your guitar in the case wet from playing, don't expect it to have any good strings when you take it out of the case, because you just put it in there and it's leaning against that fuzz and stuff, and it just stays wet and it rusts. So people who tell you to keep it in the case, duh, no. do not keep it in the case. That's one good reason right there. Plenty of other good reasons, but that's number one. You keep it in there, you put it in wet, it goes in there, the lid closes on your strings. That's made out of material or fuzzy dice or whatever it is, and that stays wet, and it stays wet in there forever, and wet against your strings is rust. I don't know how to better explain it than that, but that's the way that works, you know. Strings and moisture, they rust. So don't keep your strap on top of your strings. Do not put your guitar in the case when you're not playing it. Just leave it out to whatever. Make sure it's nice and dry, and then put it in the case to take it to the thing. Leave your case open somewhere so it'll dry out. Use a hair dryer to dry it out maybe. Then maybe you can put your guitar in there if you throw it outside for a couple days and let it get nice and dry. Anyway, I'm out of here. I just wanted to do a second review on that because after playing it at a few gigs, it really needed a second thing, and I really wanted to go through the acoustic stuff since other people had pointed out the acoustic things to me a little more. And even knowing more about the acoustic stuff, it still sounds as bad as it did originally. But again, like I said, if you got an acoustic processor on top of that, it might be okay. But they should have kind of left that off if they don't have it right, because they've done this so many times where they put those pickups in and it gets great acoustic sounds. They've done it before a million times. Why it don't on that guitar, I don't know. So that's the American VG. I've never tried the Mexican one. If anybody has and has compared it to this, other than price-wise, this is an $1,800 guitar back when it was new, as far as its selling point, and then the other one was a bit more, the other color, the Blizzard Pearl. Anyway, real quick, alder body, maple neck, the Roland GK pickup, and a bunch of stuff about knobs. Okay, so that's it. It don't even say anything about the oh yeah, maple neck. It don't even say what color or what kind of. I bet that's a rosewood fingerboard on there. Okay, but that's about all it gives us, because it's hard enough to find even this much, and then what each knob does. But you guys be groovy. I am, and I'm going to work on a few volume pedals tonight and get them cool. I had a new shipment of brand new old stock Morleys, like I always get, so I got to get in there and operate on them. So got 24 of those brand new in the box from back when. Of course they don't sell them anymore, so I get them really, really cheap now, so make them wonderful. So that's what I'll be doing the rest of the night. Herbie Trails, and hope you guys enjoyed the 2 months worth of the lessons at $25. Awesome sauce. Thanks for getting those. Bye.